Hello, and welcome to another episode of County Perspective. In this show, we focus on Frederick County government, local programs and events, and the community that you live in. I'm your host, Brandon Rosa. Thank you all for joining us today. Frederick County government has seen some good news the past couple of weeks with several grant funding opportunities. Let's find out more about that in our top news stories. Frederick County Executive Jan Gardner announced plans to renovate a county-owned facility to house a new crisis stabilization center. When it opens in the summer of 2023, the center will provide immediate care to people experiencing a behavioral health emergency, such as substance use disorder or mental health concern, and connect patients to ongoing community-based care.
Our goal is to meet people where they are so they can ultimately achieve better outcomes. It's about saving lives and making life better for people. And we certainly believe in providing hope, and we know that there is hope for recovery, and that's what it's all about.
The Mental Health Association of Frederick County will operate the center under the direction of the Frederick County Health Department. The Mental Health Association plans to move its existing walk-in clinic to the center and offer services around the clock. Frederick County Executive Jan Gardner announced 4 initiatives that will be funded through a portion of Frederick County's $50.4 million American Rescue Plan Act allocation. The community-based initiatives connect people to the services they need by removing barriers such as transportation and language. Each is managed by nonprofit organizations. The latest funding is going to the Love for Laughlin Foundation, the Student Homelessness Initiative Partnership, the United Way of Frederick County, and the Maryland Deaf Community Center. Previously approved projects have been reported publicly during the county executive's public information briefings and presentations to the county council. Additional applications for ARPA funds are being considered by a Frederick County Government Review Committee to ensure proposals meet strict federal guidelines. Additional information on Frederick County's ARPA allocation can be found online at frederickcountymd.gov/ARPA. On October 12, 2022, the Maryland Board of Public Works approved a $1.88 million grant to Frederick County's Mid-Maryland Frederick-Carrollton Manor Rural Legacy Area. Maryland's Rural Legacy Program provides the focus and funding necessary to protect and preserve large, contiguous tracts of rich agriculture and forested land from sprawling development. Thanks to a Rural Legacy Program and other preservation efforts, Frederick County has preserved over 72,000 acres of agricultural land. Information about the Rural Legacy Program and about all of the agricultural preservation programs in the county may be found by visiting the Ag Preservation webpage. For additional details, contact Program Administrator Ann Bradley at 301-600-1474 or via email at abradley@frederickcountymd.gov. As you walk through downtown Frederick, you may notice bridges with unique designs, murals on the side of brick buildings, statues standing 8 feet tall. That is what makes Frederick County unique, because it's all full of beautiful public art created by Frederick County natives. Watch this episode of Destination Frederick County to find out more.
Take a journey to towns and cities in Frederick County and you'll find yourself immersed in a landscape filled with works of art. These pieces of public art, murals, sculptures, even bridges, showcase the evolving history and culture of our communities. Let's meet these artists and discover what makes Frederick County a special place for creative and innovative public art projects.
I realized I wanted to be an artist first of all when I was 3 years old. And how I knew was because I would draw, and I found that I enjoyed doing it, and I found that I was encouraged.
Ever since I could hold a crayon, I've been drawing and interpreting the world around me through visual means, whether it was putting together pieces of construction paper or digging up clay from the nearby creek and making little sculptures. It's just always been that impulse to make something.
I started sculpting when I was about 10 years old. I started off carving wood, and about 3 or 4 years later I started working with clay in a gifted and talent program in the state of Maryland. And I've been sculpting for over 45 years now.
Public art is important to me because I grew up in the rural Midwest where the only access to art that I had was public art. or art that might be in a church or a library. And so there's something for me about art that belongs to everybody that I think is really valuable. I feel like art that I make that sits in the studio isn't living its real purpose if it's not out in the world, if it's not shared somehow. And so for me, public art is the ultimate sharing of what you do, of sharing your gifts with the community, and it's no longer mine once it leaves the studio. It's everyone's.
If we think about where we travel in the world as a tourist, we tend to think about those locations because of the public art and the architecture that we see. So if you think about going to Paris, you think of the Eiffel Tower. If you think about going to New York City, you think of the Statue of Liberty. It has the potential to draw in a great widespread of public audience to inspire them. Frederick is a very dynamic city, starting with the community bridge and the sprinkling of sculptures throughout the town. It's very special in that it's dynamic, it's ever-growing, it's engaging, and I feel very honored to be a part of that process.
So Stormwater is actually a very beautiful place with the mountains, a beach, waterfall. I mean, it's a phenomenal place. And so I wanted to celebrate that. I wanted our community, this community and the world, to know of the beauty of Stormwater. And I've chosen slivers of little vignettes of Stormwater. So that's what I've celebrated here.
So I would like to invite you to come to Frederick and walk along Carroll Creek and see Claire McCardle and all of the amazing public art that we have in Frederick, and meet some of the artists.
Okay everyone, it's time for a break, but don't change the channel because we have more coming up on County Perspective. Welcome back to County Perspective. I'm your host, Brandon Rosa. Before we dive into Frederick County's Division of Energy and Environment's Stormwater Pollution Prevention Plan, let's look at this episode's Pet of the Week, which is a happy-go-lucky pit bull named Magic. Check it out.
Looking for a hiking buddy? Magic may be the dog for you. This energetic and handsome guy loves sniffing and exploring along trails. Magic is treat motivated and seems to enjoy training, which is great because he would benefit from some work on his manners. To learn more about Magic and our adoption process, call Frederick County Animal Control and Pet Adoption Center at 301-600-1546.
Frederick County Division of Energy and Environment, or originally known as the Office of Sustainability and Environmental Resources, has a mission to keep Frederick County's environment safe and clean. One way the Division of Energy and Environment keeps our bodies of water safe from pollutants are stormwater pollution prevention plan inspections. I had the chance to speak with Project Manager Kim Campbell with the Division of Energy and Environment to learn more about the SWIP inspections. Let's take a look. Frederick County is home to several bodies of water, like the Monocacy River and Catoctin Creek that meander into the Potomac River, which then flows into the Chesapeake Bay. It is crucial that these bodies of water remain clean and free of pollutants as much as possible. So, what is the solution to combat pollution from entering these bodies of water? Project Manager Kim Campbell with Frederick County Division of Energy and Environment has the answer, and it's called SWIP, or better known as
SWIP stands for Stormwater Pollution Prevention Plan. Within Frederick County, we have our SWIP plans because we're protecting the waters that lead into the bay. Streams, creeks lead into the lakes, the ponds, which leads into the bays, and which leads into the oceans. So we're trying to stop it before it even gets into the larger waters. This is actually a federally mandated program, and it was started by the US EPA.
Stormwater Pollution Prevention Plan inspections are annually conducted at several locations around the county.
Generally, we try to do it in early October before the bad weather hits. That way we're able to also check salt barns as they're getting filled, make sure that the salt is being kept contained. We have these inspections at all of our county-owned facilities, which is part of their NPDES. That stands for National Pollutant Discharge Elimination Systems permits.
During the inspections, inspectors look for a list of hazards and/or pollutants that could potentially find their way into the stormwater.
What we're looking for is good housekeeping. We're looking for any of the herbicides, pesticides, chemicals that are used at any of these facilities are up off the ground and protected so that if there are any leaks or spills, it cannot reach the waters. Larger equipment, trucks, we're looking for leaks under the trucks, under any of our snow plows. We look for fuel tanks. If there are batteries, we want them not outside in the elements, but inside the storage sheds to make sure that there's nothing outside that could potentially harm the waters. There's a scale on finding something illicit or a potential pollutant. If it is a small gas tank that might be sitting on the ground, no corrective action necessary, but we're gonna say, all right, let's give you some tips. Let's get that off the ground, set it on some pallets. And if we get a little bit higher where we're seeing some severe spills, then we would call in the state, possibly call 911, get the fire department out there. We also, with these annual inspections, we turn into the Maryland Department of Environment an annual report. All of my inspection reports get turned into them every year for review.
Campbell says the SWIP inspections are a great education tool.
Education is the main benefit, and protecting the water is the main concern. The more people are educated in potential pollutants, the better off we are in protecting our waters. All of the facilities that we go to, all of the employees are willing to learn. They come around with us, they point things out, they take notes, they clean things up right away when we're there, and I think they care as much as we do about the environment.
The good news is, Frederick County Division of Energy and Environment will continue with their SWIP inspections for the health of our county and our planet.
I wouldn't want to think about how much contamination would lead into our waters. And of course, contamination in the water kills the ecosystems in the water themselves. Our fish health would be down, habitats would be destroyed, something that we never want to see. We want to keep our waters as clean as possible for the health of our planet.
It is time to see the list of activities that county divisions and departments are offering in the next few weeks in this episode's calendar of events. If you would like to find out more about virtual events and programs and activities that are going on in the county, visit frederickcountymd.gov. Before the show is over, let's find out more about Business Appreciation Week and Veterans Day. Frederick County is home to hundreds of businesses ranging from large businesses like Kite Pharma and small businesses like Curious Iguana. For many years now, the Office of Economic Development recognizes these businesses' achievements and contributions they have made to the county during Business Appreciation Week. I spoke with Acting Director of the Office of Economic Development, Jody Bollinger, about the importance of Business Appreciation Week. Let's hear what she had to say.
This is our 22nd year of Business Appreciation Week, and this is such an exciting time for us to do this. We look forward to this week. Our businesses look forward to this week. Our partners, like I said, our ambassadors. We have over 50 ambassadors who help us, with this week. Without them, we would not be able to do this. And so it's just a really great week for us to go out to our businesses, thank them for being part of our community, and really share resources that are available to them. We learn a lot from our businesses, and we take that information and we gather it, we compile it all together, and we actually do a report that we give to our county executive. And in the report has a lot of information about how the businesses are doing. Are there suggestions from our business community that we can take away and implement? And it's looking also to the future of how our businesses are looking to do. For this year, we partnered with Manning Media, and our participating businesses will receive a marketing package, and that may consist of podcasts, videos. They're on the business listing. They have a chance to win a $5,000 marketing package through Manning Media. Our office does a lot of social media before and after the event. They are sent a certificate at the end saying thank you for participating. And then there's other things where they'll be invited to a LinkedIn training in November, and then also our annual business reception.
This year, Veterans Day is on Friday, November 11th. This is a time to recognize and honor the brave men and women who served in the armed forces to protect our country. Frederick County is home to over 17,000 veterans. Frederick County has plenty of resources available for veterans. To find the list of available resources, go to frederickcountymd.gov and search Veterans Resources. Frederick County government also has a Veterans Advisory Council. The board meets on the third Wednesday of each month at 6:30 p.m. in the third floor hearing room of Winchester Hall. The public is welcome to participate in the meetings. If you can't make it to the third floor hearing room during the day of the meeting, just tune in to FCG-TV on Comcast channels 19 and HD channel 1085, or streaming from our websites. Next time you're in Baker Park, stop by Memorial Park and pay homage to the veterans. Well, everyone, that's it for this episode of County Perspective. If you want to stay up to date on important news and events going on in the county, follow Frederick County on social media. We'll see you next time with a fresh look from a county perspective. Bye now.